Hey, well, please read the disclaimer on the description and on the video. And no, you can't sue me or take any legal actions against me for the content in my videos. Viewing is at your own discretion. So, in this session, this is a continuation of the previous woes, the height differences in relationships, more towards taller women and shorter guys. So this one was taken from an article of lightyourfire.com, and it was help me. My boyfriend is shorter than me. Relationship counseling. My boyfriend is shorter than me. Dear Dr. Allen, I have a boyfriend who is a few inches shorter than I am. He seems to feel awkward at times about it. I am well known in my local area and people are interested in knowing who I am going out with. At functions, he sometimes pretends it's okay, but I don't think he's comfortable. I like him a lot, but how do we cope with the height issue? Please help. Carol. Dear Carol, most people have a picture of what they want their future mate to look like. Some people see themselves with someone blonde, others prefer dark hair or redheads, some like short, some prefer tall. Some like thin and others prefer a larger frame. I believe that it takes many failed relationships and maturity to finally understand that while being physically attracted to a person is important, the outer package is not nearly as important as the inner package. The warmth of someone's smile, the twinkle in their eyes, their personality, their sense of humor are just some of the qualities that should connect you emotionally. It is true that some people may stare initially if there is a significant difference in height. However, when they see the respect and love that exists, they quickly get over it. How you view yourself is how people come to view you. I had a cousin from Germany who came to live in the U.S. when she was 16 years old. She was 5'8". When she was 23, she fell in love with and married a man who was 5'3". I was a young teenager at the time, and I remember everyone in the family commenting about their difference in height. Though the years and holidays spent together, we all saw how they looked at each other and felt the chemistry that they had. They were always so loving and connected until the day she died. As far as I was concerned, they were a couple that everyone envied. Had she or he been concerned with what other people thought, they would have missed out on a truly blessed life, which included 3 beautiful children and 4 grandchildren. Dr. Allen. Now, I will say for this Dr. Allen and her being, I guess, a relationship expert or the authoritative subject matter expert, you know, it starts like that, and her sentiments and her answer that I can actually agree to. I don't agree with every so-called expert and subject matter expert out there on relationship and dating, especially here in America and Western Hemisphere and this Western culture and society. With that, I think it's totally bullshit. I think it's load of very bias as far as defining what gender role is, and it's brainwashing our kids in society and what the standard, what's the social norms, what it should be. Honestly, I think it's a load of shit. This Dr. Allen, I commend her all the way. I think she deserves her PhD. You know, I would definitely recommend any people going to her. So, 4 minutes in, looks like I might have time for another article here. So this one was taken from, I guess, the UK, guardian.co.uk. And what's wrong with tall women dating short men? And this one pretty much, I think I'm going to read the entire article because it's in bits and pieces. But pictures of Sophie Dahl and her boyfriend, jazz musician Jamie Cullum, are deemed insufficient by certain newspapers to ram home what an unnatural pairing they make. The Mail called them the Little and Large Show. I thought that was kind of funny, but also kind of wrong. And Sun confusingly Little Darling. Let's see here. Dahl is 7 inches taller than her mate. Let's see here. There are all sorts of inequalities with relationships and sometimes unavoidable. A pox on you, modern times. There will be women's favor, but nothing so unfailingly tickles the world as the women being taller. This is a bit of an issue for me since I'm quite tall at 5'10". Not freakishly tall, but tall enough that some men have tragically been off limits because I worry that I might scare them. I don't know if she's talking about they're off limits to her or she's off limits to them as far as their choice. I can therefore point to a refinement with the fella should be taller rule closely observed over a period of decades. If the woman is tall and the man is incredibly beefy so that their weight differential is stacked conventionally in his favor, that will raise very little remark. So even Nicole Kidman is substantially taller than Tom Cruise. She is so waif-like that society as a whole wasn't that bothered by her marriage. Katie Holmes, by virtue of her broader frame, has more suffered "look at your squiddy husband" mockery. Let's see here. The same is true with Dahl and Cullum union, which would be a lot less common on if he weren't a slight wee thing and she weren't so Amazonian. The underlying thinking is not about height, therefore it is who can overpower whom. Really, we still require men to be able to dominate their partners physically, even though there's no place for that in modern relationship. Now, as far as overpowering, what is it that you really want to overpower? And as far as, I guess, physically dominate and who's stronger, does really height determine strength of how strong someone is? It's hard not to be sucked into the idea that a larger woman than her boyfriend looks ridiculous, even having fully examined the faulty thinking behind it. I once went out with a guy of 5'6" and sought to combat the feeling of unfeminine gigantitude by overfeeding him and making him incredibly fat. This did not in the end make me look good or any smaller. It just made him look fat. He's moved to Alabama now. And continuing on a similar note with that one was, we were trying to think of some more well-known examples of women who tower over their guys, but only came up with Snow White and her 7 height challenge boyfriends. Anyone else, guys? So I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, I thought that article did well, and I don't know. It really does, I guess, bring to light really the argument, the stigma of that. Seriously, what the hell is the problem with that? But I'll definitely go more into that as I delve deeper, because the next one I have another article and some Yahoo answers with some comments. Then we'll get into the articles with the comments, and it's really the comments section that I really want to share with you all, because I really do feel that it's a perspective that is not just one, it's more representative of a broader range of group instead of just narrow-minded or shallow-minded or open-minded people from both sides. You got those on the side that says, I could never date someone shorter than me, and it's like, what's it matter as long as you left the person? So I'll continue with this topic in the next session. So I'll see you guys next time.